Good morning, ladies. Right, today I've been dreading this one. I've had quite a few people ask me about cutting hair. I would never suggest anyone that isn't a qualified hairdresser cuts their own hair, but obviously in these times, needs must. It's a minefield, basically. At home, I mean, I'm a qualified hairdresser as well, so I do have proper hairdressing shop scissors, I have proper combs, proper clips, etc. You might not have those at home. You might just have some massive kitchen scissors. You might have some little nail scissors. So again, if you haven't got a sharp pair of reasonable scissors, then please don't even try to attempt this. For those of you that are living alone, you're going to have to do it yourself. If you've got a family member there that you trust, then again, by all means ask. So, but like I say, this is a minefield. Everybody's hair is different, everybody's fringes are different. So I'm just going to give you a really rough guide, and I hope this helps. But please, if you don't need to do this, then please don't, okay? My hairdresser's probably going to tell me off for doing this, but I have had quite a few people that have asked, so I thought, well, I'll just give you a little guideline. Now, I only had my hair cut a couple of weeks ago, so mine doesn't really need doing, but I will just demonstrate a few bits. Now, most hairdressers will cut hair wet. Yeah, it's easier for a hairdresser to cut wet hair. The only trouble is when your hair is wet, it's long and it's straight. When your hair is dry, if you've got curly hair, then if you comb your fringe down, let me show you, if you comb your fringe down, yeah, so like that, it's all nice and straight, and when you pull your hair down to cut it, this bit here is all nice and straight. Now when that hair dries, if you've got curly hair, that's all going to curl up and you might have uneven cutting. So if you've got really curly hair, you're actually better off, I would suggest, this is just my opinion, I am a qualified hairdresser, believe it or not, for those of you that didn't know, but if you've got curly hair, I would comb your fringe down dry, so it's natural, so that's how it is, and I would get your scissors, and I would very carefully, if you can, just try to pull your hair away from your face, because you don't want to cut off eyeballs, noses, eyelashes, and very gently trim. If you can pull it away, oh, there goes my comb. If you can pull your hair away from your face a little bit, but what you want to do if you've got really curly hair is leave your hair dry. If you've got lovely straight hair, that's fine, you can wet it down. It's definitely easy to cut wet hair. So again, if you're going to do it dry, just pull it away from your face. And again, you can cut, if your fringe is straight, you can cut it like that. See, my fringe is, I do kind of have a fringe, but it's quite long and goes like that. So for me, my fringe, when I'm trimming mine, if I ever need to, I trim it like that, pull it up like that, and I cut into it. So I don't, you can see I don't have a straight line, but my fringe isn't straight across there. I'm not sure if this is helping. I'm really not. So basically, if you've got curly hair, my best advice would be to leave it dry. Comb your fringe just down like this, and very carefully cut across here. Okay. If you've got straight hair or wavy hair, no. If you've got straight hair, then by all means wash it so it's wet, and then again you can comb it down. If your fringe is straight across, then again by all means do it like this, again just very slightly if you can, pull it away from your face, and then you can cut above your fingers or below your fingers, whichever feels more comfortable. But again, when your hair is wet, it's longer. You know, when your hair dries, it goes up a little, it lifts up a little bit. So if you think, oh right, I'm going to cut my fringe, I normally have it here, so you cut it there when it's wet. Now when that fringe dries, it's going to spring up a little bit, so you might have one of those super short fringes which nobody wants. So another definite top tip would be cut your fringe longer than you think. Okay, so cut it to here. When it dries, or blow dry it, let's see how much it springs up. If you want it a little bit shorter, by all means comb it forward again, cut a little tiny bit more off. Obviously, if you're doing it on someone else, it's a lot easier. If you're doing it on yourself, trying to get a straight line is really tricky. So just take your time. Please don't take chunks off your nose or your eyebrows or your eyelashes. This is literally just a simple little guide. Again, if you've got layers around the front. Say for example you cut your fringe and it goes nice and straight to there. You obviously need to section off these longer bits, clip them back so that they're out of the way, like that, and then you know you're just going to cut this bit. So if your fringe just goes straight across and then your hair comes down, again, let me just do the other side to make it even. You would section off, sorry putting that in my mouth, it's only been in my hair. You'd section off the bits you don't want to cut, and you'd literally bring this bit forward, start in the middle. So if you're going to go to your eyebrows, if you think, oh yeah, normally my fringe comes to there, just move your fingers down a fraction and cut there, okay? Because that will spring up when it dries. And I'd hate everyone to be walking around with silly fringes up here. So then you do this section, so you'd come to where you've cut, do a little bit more there. Sorry, my comb, I keep dropping it. And again, you do, so you would in theory maybe do three cuts, blow dry it, leave it to spring up and do its thing, and then check and see what you think. Okay, now like I say, I wouldn't suggest that anybody cuts their own hair unless they're absolutely desperate. Make sure you do need sharp scissors, big kitchen scissors, or you're gonna have accidents. Little tiny nail scissors, they're not going to be any good. You're not going to get a decent cut. So please, if you haven't got anything, like I say, these are proper, you know, professional hairdressing scissors. They're perfect and they're really, really sharp. But like I say, kitchen scissors, nail scissors are not great. So I'm hoping that I'm not going to start seeing people putting on Instagram or Facebook fringes like this or up here. Okay. But like I say, I am hoping that might give a few of you just a few little tidbits of how to do it carefully. But just again, please don't cut your hair unless you absolutely necessarily have to. Okay, all right, take care with those scissors. Bye.